have it started.
Awesome.
Okay. Alright, thanks again, Alex, for doing this.
Of course.
Alright, let's see.
Thank you for pledging.
Welcome. Alright, let me first start off with, what made you what made you become a singer in the first place? Like, of other things you could have chosen in life?
Oh, man. I think it was just a mix of a lot of different things. A mix of me singing from a really young age. Me being somewhat okay at it, and having a family that really loved hearing me sing. I think having the support around me, had I been in a different family that were like, don't pursue your music, you should, because I was pretty I had a lot, at one time in my life I wanted to be a singing nurse. I was very interested in the medical stuff. But yeah, I guess my family just really supported me, and all that put together made me choose this path.
Okay. I guess that means then that the family have kept you grounded then.
Oh yeah, I think so, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why also, I've heard this before from other interviews, that you use the acting to support your music as well.
Right.
So what is it, is there any other reason you wanted to become an actress as well?
It was kind of a fluke. I just walked into an agency thinking they could help me be with my music and sing on things, and I ended up landing a Disney series as an actress, and that kind of gave me the tools to continue acting, and I love acting, but music's definitely my number one passion. Acting's a passion too, but it's just hard to do both with as much attention, and yeah, right now music's taking the forefront.
Okay, I'm gonna go to that question. What's so weird and all? What was it that made you take that role? I mean, I was a fan for the first two seasons with Cara DeLizia.
Yeah.
And after the second season, she left, and you came on the third in Lightning Rod.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering what made you look at that role to come take on.
I guess, I was just young, and it was an opportunity for me to play a singer on a show. And that just seemed really cool to me. And when I went down to LA and I screen tested in front of Henry Winkler and I got the part, there was just nothing stopping me from doing it. So
yeah, I remember that. I always was seeing the associate producer Henry Winkler, and every time I thought of that, I thought of Happy Days in the Fonz.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Here's I don't know how much you can tell me on this. What was behind the cancellation of Instant Star?
Oh, just I think
was
at that
it just
time,
ratings, or
no? I think there was an intention of doing a fifth season, but at that point in my career, I had just signed a deal, and I wanted to really take some time to focus on my music. And I think it was a lot of things. And I also just think that certain shows run their course, and I'm so proud that show went as long as it did. And yeah, it's just pretty much it was just the time.
I actually enjoyed the ending. I know a lot of people did say that the ending was kind of weird.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Okay. I'm gonna do the two questions that Noelle asked me to ask too. Do you have any funny tour stories on the road?
Oh my gosh, too many to even say. We have a lot so far. Well, this is our last show, so It's been a lot of time spending with the same people, almost 2 months, which has been amazing. Everybody's really funny and great and kind and patient with each other, and but yeah, there's been some. I don't know if there's any I could share publicly. I feel it's kind of inside, you'd have to know the whole story to find it funny, but we've been pretty lucky. No drama, no gear got stolen. Everything was fine with the van. We had a breakdown.
I know,
briefly,
the one time I read.
But it's been pretty easy, pretty, pain-free tour.
And then the second question she wanted me to ask, what was it like to tour with your brother Garrison?
Oh, he's amazing. He was awesome. It's so cool having my family with me. I feel so lucky to have such talent related to me, and I love that he loves the music, and I love how invested he is, and how professional he's been, and I couldn't ask for a better drummer. It's amazing.
Okay, I'm going to make this as one question. Who are your past musical inspirations, and what music do you listen to?
Past musical inspirations, man. Bette Midler, Ricky Lee Jones, Kate Bush, Peter Gabriel, Billy Joel, all the classics, Sting. And what I listen to now is still that music. I really stay pretty... But I'm getting into certain, Andrew McCammon I think is really good. I just got his record, I think. Rye is really good. I like Bon Iver, Alt J, I think is talented. There's just, I like discovering new albums, and I love listening to full albums and kind of, I'll obsess about something, listen to it a ton, and then I'll move on, but I'm pretty selective, with new stuff. I find it's hard to find things that I really love, but when I do, I just, I listen to it pretty intensely.
I have the hard time trying to find anything new I like.
Yeah.
Like, let's see, what do I want to do now? Alright, I asked you this question once before when you were down here and all at one of your Q&A sessions through Twitter.
Yeah.
You said you like the historic buildings of Philly. Like, which buildings?
Where they signed the Declaration
Mm-hmm.
of Independence. That was in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that building? It's that building I like.
I don't remember the name.
I don't know. I went biking through here with my brother one time, my brother Matt, and I just think...
You were bike riding, right?
Huh?
You said you were bike riding, didn't you?
I like riding my bike in Brooklyn and around places, and I got to do that with my brother Matt here one time. I think Philadelphia is awesome. I just think it's got a good vibe, and I love playing here. And I think we've done pretty good on this show. I think we may potentially sell it out, which is amazing. I'm playing with Patrick Jordan tonight. He's such a talent, and it's going to be a good show.
All right, since you brought up Brooklyn, I'm going to go in this question next. Of all the places to choose from, you chose New York to be based out of. So what was the reason behind that? Like, I know you came over here originally trying to get Greg Wells to help you out with making an album.
Oh, I didn't actually. I met Greg Wells in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
And I ended up going to LA to do the album with Greg. And when I moved to New York, I actually just worked with David Kahn on this most recent album. And David Kahn's based in New York. But what brought me to New York was just, why not? I was living in Toronto. I was already kind of Eastern-based. And I felt like I wanted to just live in Brooklyn and start touring. And I felt like the best way to do that was to be around the lifestyle of, being around musicians that are willing to pull favors for each other. And I got to meet a lot of amazing musicians living in Brooklyn, and New York in general, and I'm living there now, and I also want to live in Europe, and I also want to explore so many different places. But New York's been a real blessing for me since being there. I feel like this is my 5th tour now since moving to New York, so it's been a lot.
I go to New York a couple times a year. I work in optical on the side here. I'm sorry, my main job is working in optical, so I'm basically there for their Vision Expo every year.
Gotcha.
So.
Oh, yeah.
And then that one time where I came to see you at Webster Hall. Okay, the one question I have then, Stranger with My Face, you said that, yeah, I'm used to you taking all the horror roles.
Yeah.
I remember that one, and I'm like, what? Alexz takes so many horror roles, but she doesn't seem like it's been her.
I know. I think it's just, to be honest, music's so been my focus. Again, I think they're more thrillers, than horror movies. Nothing's too gory. I haven't done anything. Well, Final Destination 3 was pretty gory, but I don't know. For me, it's just, it's in this industry. I feel like I'm trying to be as selective as I can about scripts and roles, and I'm really proud of Stranger with My Face. I think that movie was a cool chance. It was a challenge playing 2 characters at once. Acting against myself was fun.
I thought it was a different book by Lois Duncan at first. I honestly forget the name now, but I was thinking it was a different movie than I was thinking. I remember that it was the movie I was talking about. Basically, a girl's cousin comes in and gets replaced by they can't notice it all the time, but this other woman replaced her, and that's what caused the drama in that movie. I don't even remember what the book was called.
Right.
And then the other Lois Duncan book I remember, was Killing Mr. Griffin.
Right.
That was actually made into a movie too.
Oh, interesting.
Let's see. Now I gotta ask you about the song Mary.
Of course.
And I seem like maybe I'm just drawing similarities, but I'm wondering if Mary had anything to do with Satya from Blue. No, nothing at all.
Nothing. I wrote Mary before I got the part.
I was just wondering if the director heard the song
Yeah,
before.
I did send it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that it fit really well.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was wondering if there was anything that he heard this song and thought this character would work well with this song, like
I
in
think
her
so.
character.
For sure, definitely. I think that came into
Like
play. He listened to my music and
Mary,
yeah, go on.
Mary doesn't love nobody. She only cares about herself. Mary doesn't love nobody.
Yeah. She doesn't know somebody. Keeps a picture of her.
Keeps her on a picture of her on her shelf. Like when I was watching Blue, it seemed like Satya loved her lover, but she wasn't all the way there.
Yeah.
And then her lover's more in love with her than Satya wasn't with her.
I know.
That's what it seemed like to me, and that's why it seemed like Mary worked with that.
I agree completely. It was a good pick by Rodrigo Garcia.
The picture of the picture of Let 'Em Eat Cake. I was looking at that, and I was getting like a Fleetwood Mac vibe kind of to that. This
Cool.
front page,
Great.
or the front picture.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
I love Fleetwood Mac.
All right. Here's one. Where do you like producing your music more, in home or at studio? One more minute.
I probably would say I like producing my music more in the studio. I love working with my brother Brendan in Toronto. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorites to just go into the studio and vibe and create with, you know.
Okay. What made you? Or no, I don't want to do that. What do you keep in touch with former castmates? Like, let me tell you one thing I was going to do. I don't know if you read the conversation I was having with Robbie and Laura Vandervoot favored it. I just wanted to know, do you keep in touch with former castmates? Like,
yeah, I mean through like social media and you know life, it goes on. We're all living in different places. I would love to see them again. You know, I'm so proud of like everybody's just conquering and doing what they do, and it's kind of fun to watch from afar.
Like, that was one I was starting to try to watch Bidden, and
Yeah. Oh, I know. Laura's awesome. I follow her on Instagram and Twitter, and I do miss her. I hope to see her soon.
yeah, I was gonna. There's something funny I was gonna do it. She was supposed to show up at Philly Comic Con, but Bidden got renewed for a second season. I was gonna wear one of your shirts down there, see what kind of reaction she would give.
Oh, awesome. That's sweet. Amazing. Well, I think I gotta go do sound check.
Okay.
Awesome. Do you have any more? Is that?
You know what? Let me just end with this question.
Sure.
Well, actually, where are you going? And where are you going from here? I mean,
Back
when
to
you
New
going
York
home?
tonight. Yeah.
And are you just taking a break for a little bit? Are you working on anything new?
I have a couple meetings and some like an acoustic set to do and a couple things before I head home for Christmas on the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
So, a couple little things to do, but yeah, it's gonna be nice to take a break. It's been a long tour.
Yeah. Make sure you do get sleeping on.
I
Have
will.
a safe trip home.
I will. Thank you so much. It was so nice to talk to you. Have a good one.
Look at this.